There are two ways to change the flow of a loop, either a for loop or while loop, and that is using a break or continue statement. I'm going to demonstrate both of them in this lesson. Let us start with the continue statement. I'm gonna write the program that count the spaces in a string. So I'm writing a string. There are spaces in this string. If you look, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Now I'm gonna create a variable called num spaces and set it equal to 0. Now I'm gonna write a for loop that starts at 0 position. I don't know I talk about this or not, but look at this string. Each character in this string has a position. That position starts at 0, so the T in there is at position 0, the H is at position 1, the E is at position 2, and so on and so forth. So when we started at 0 position, so we will set I is equal to 0. We want I to go through 1 less than the length of the string, and turns out there is a method called the length that you can use this string that returns the length of the string. We want it to go less than the length of the string because the length of the string is going to be one more than the total number of the positions. So we want our loop to run from 0 through 1 less than the length of the string, and then we want to increment it by 1. We want to go one position at a time through the string. And then what we want to do is this: we want to see if the character that we add is the string or not string. If it is not string, we are going to continue and skip that position and go to the next one. If it is a space, then we want to count it. So this is how we want to do that. If spaces dot there is a new method char at I. Char at returns the character at that position in this string. So I is going to be each successive position in this string. So if it is not equal to a space which we can represent by a space in between two single quote marks, then we want to continue. And continue simply take us to next value of I. If that is false though, then we want to increment num spaces by 1. Have to use an if else I can just use an if, and then num spaces is only incremented if this test is false. Otherwise, if it is true, we are going to continue and we are gonna back to the next value of I and check the relational expression again. All we have to do for loop. So close off the body and I will write a little statement: system.out.println there are num spaces there. Let's save it and then compile it. Java C chap 9 part 7 .java Java chap 9 part 7. There are 5 spaces. That's correct. So to review, we use continue when we want to prematurely force the loop to go to the next iteration. There is almost always other ways to program. You don't have to use continue, but sometimes the clearest way in this case is maybe that is use the continue statement rather than use of some convoluted logic to get the same effect. Now let's look at break statement. First of all, I'm gonna comment this code so we don't execute it again. This program is going to be a little bit different. What we are going to do here is we are going to play a little guessing game that is essentially a never-ending game where the user is going to continuously prompted to guess a number, and they are only going to stop the program if the guess is correct, so we can conceivably go on forever. So we need a scanner object, so I imported the scanner class above. To start the program out by creating an int variable, we are going actually assign a number here. You get the idea how to set, and then we are going to end guess like so. Now we are gonna say system.out.print Enter your guess. Now guess is equal to input dot next int. Forgot to enter the scanner object that is assembly to use the input. Let me do that quickly. Let's go right here. Scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. Actually, now I am looking at this. Let's cut it and put it inside the loop. We are going to use a special loop called while true loop, which is going to run continuously. So we are going to prompt the user here, and then we are going to say if guess is equal to number, then break, otherwise keep going, and that's it. There is nothing else to the loop with that. There is to go back up to the prompt. We only need a prompt outside of the loop, so let's see how that works. And we can make the program stop easily because we know what the number is. It is 7. We assign it randomly. We would have to guess, so we will say 5 3 7. Okay, it stops. Let's do it again. 56 78 3 6 7. So you see what happens if the number the user entered is not equal to the number that we have assigned, then we just keep on looping. If the guess is equal to the number that we have assigned, then we break, and because we don't have to do anything else after the program, we break out the program and go to the next part of the program, which is the end of the program, so the program just stops. That's how break works. Break will take you completely out of the loop altogether, where continue will simply take you to the next iteration. That ends our primary discussion of looping, at least for now, because we are going to look some other types of loops later in the course.